Now here we go with the cookies this week, and I apologize, I cut into them prior to actually talking about what the cookies are. So let's go for it. Brownie batter cookie. This is a gooey chocolate cookie packed with semi-sweet chocolate chips and topped with delectable brownie batter. Next up is holiday tree cake. This is a nostalgic vanilla sheet cake topped with a white drop buttercream, decorative garland-inspired red stripes, and a sprinkle of festive green sugar crystals. Snickerdoodle sandwich cookies, the next one. It's 2 chilled classic Snickerdoodle cookies, sandwiched a layer of vanilla cream cheese frosting finished with a white drizzle and a sprinkling of cinnamon sugar. Next up is sea salt toffee skillet cookie. This is a gooey toffee cookie crowned with fresh vanilla bean mousse, drizzled with milk chocolate and caramel, and finished with crunchy toffee pieces. Next up is the raspberry cheesecake cookie. This is a buttery graham cracker cookie layered with velvety vanilla cheesecake frosting and a luscious swirl of tangy raspberry topping. And last, a holiday favorite, the sticky toffee pudding. This is a warm brown sugar cake drenched in a toffee glaze, topped with a smooth vanilla bean whipped cream dollop, and then finished with a toffee glaze drizzle. Happy holiday season! Hopefully your Thanksgiving was fantastic, just like mine and my family's were. As you can see, we decorated all over the house, got some sore muscles, but right now I'm working different shifts this week, so you got me this week. Hopefully next week we can get everything all back to normal. But let's dive into this holiday startup for the cookies. So first one I'm going to go with is the sea salt toffee skillet cookie. We kind of push the mousse all the way around to the middle so it fills everywhere. We'll see how this one goes. Bon appetit! The vanilla bean mousse with the toffee crunch is really good. The cookie itself, you're not missing much with. It's their standard skillet type cookie, which is really low in the middle. It's got crunchy edges, so if you like the crunch or just a basic kind of shortbread cookie, it's fine. The vanilla bean with the toffee really adds a lot of flavor to it. Gives you the saltiness, gives you the crunchiness, and that vanilla bean mousse is a really tasty component to it. So overall, not a bad cookie at all, but let's see what else we have this week. So for last week, they had the raspberry pie. So I'm going to try the raspberry cheesecake cookie. I think that Crumbl does a better version of the cookies than they do the pie. So bon appetit! I really like how they encapsulate the raspberry tartness with that cheesecake. The cheesecake icing is really what makes this cookie fantastic. That's why I would put it over the raspberry pie. When you have a cookie format, the graham cracker cookie on the bottom, really great texture and flavor. The smooth, creamy cheesecake really adds that flavor of savory that you're really looking for with the sweet, and the raspberry tartness adds it all perfectly together as one wonderful bite. So that is a really good tasting cookie. On to the next one. Now for the brownie batter. This looks like a super fudgy cookie. Bon appetit. Super fudgy cookie. That's the way brownies should taste. I love how they have the gooiness of the brownie. That's what made the brookie really good last week, because you have that fudginess. The cookie itself is nice and crispy on the outside, super soft and fudgy in the middle. Plenty of chocolate and fudge flavors throughout. Really one of the better cookies that Crumbl does do. I really enjoy the brownie batter. It doesn't necessarily have to have anything on top. It's just a really great tasting cookie. If you like batter, you like brownies, this is the cookie for you. 3 more to try. So Crumbl said, hey, we've got Snickerdoodle cookies. Let's make it more fun. Let's sandwich some cream in between them and put a drizzle on top. So let's see how this goes. Snickerdoodle sandwich. The Snickerdoodle sandwich is perfectly fine. It's 2 very good Snickerdoodle cookies. The cream adds a nice flavor to it, but it's still very plain. The Snickerdoodle doesn't really have a huge pop of cinnamon or sugar. The cream doesn't do too much for it. It makes it better, but overall, it's not a fantastic cookie. Now on to some of the festive ones. So we have holiday tree cake, which looks like a vanilla sheet cake and a whole bunch of dollop of icing. So let's see how this one goes. Oh boy. So that is a very plain vanilla sheet cake. Perfectly fine. The issue I have with this one is that humongous dollop of frosting on the top. It tastes like when you go and get just standard vanilla cupcakes from a grocery store and they put all that white icing on top. uber sugary. It doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. It just tastes plasticky and not so good. If that were my only take on the holiday season, that would not be a good flavor to have. That looks really pretty, but really lacks in overall taste. Unless you like that artificial flavor, go right ahead, but that is not for me. On to the last one. Sticky toffee pudding looks exactly like what it says. It's sticking to my plate here. It's got a little chunk missing, it's got glaze, and it's got this cream on top, so bon appetit. That's how you do a holiday cake. The cake is flavored really, really well. The mousse on top, fantastic. The caramel drizzled throughout. The caramel soaked into the cake. Really yummy. You have a nice toffee flavor. It's very sticky because of the caramel toffee flavor. But the cake flavor is good. The topping is good. The overall presentation is excellent. That reminds me of the holiday season. That is wonderful. With all that being said, I definitely got to get something to drink. And for my tried and true, I always love my Disney treasure mug. Cruising is the best thing to do during the holiday season. We're not going to have one this year, but I remember our one last year for Mayor's birthday, which is coming up in about a week or so. So, cheers. Now trying to figure out how these rank. Now, bonus points to those of you who can figure out what holiday seasonal shirt I am wearing here. What movie is this from? Got a car, some antlers in a mug, Jelly of the Month Club. Let me know in the comments. But let's break it down. Coming in at number 6 is that holiday tree cake. It just tastes awful. If your holiday season is as bad as the taste of that is, that's not a good thing. They definitely could have done something better, had more flavor in the icing, done something to spruce up that cake. This really, I think it's just eye candy. Really nothing more. So let's move on to something hopefully a little bit better. Number 5, the Snickerdoodle sandwich cake. Needed more cinnamon sugar, needed more flavor throughout. You kind of get the commonality here. If it doesn't have a lot of good flavors to it, it's going to rank low in that list. So that's why that is number 5. Coming in number 4, really wasn't because it was bad. It was just there were better flavors this week. It's going to be the sea salt toffee skillet cookie. I don't get a lot of the salt flavor. I do get a lot of toffee. The vanilla bean mousse is really good. We just had 3 better flavors than it this week. If this were any other week, it'd probably go a lot higher. Coming in at number 3 for me was the raspberry cheesecake cookie. Really good flavorings throughout. Really enjoyed the flavor of the cookie. The icing was probably the best part, and that raspberry tart just brought it all home. Really enjoyed that. But moving on to number 2, the brownie batter. Really great representation of how a brownie cookie should be. When Crumbl does their brookies, this is the brownie side of the cookie. It should be. Not what they normally do, which is just a dark chocolate chip cookie. This is fantastic. This I could eat again and again. But number 1 this week was the sticky toffee pudding, because when I think holidays, I think, I want some holiday desserts, and this is definitely one of those holiday desserts. Sticky toffee pudding, really fantastic. Crumbl does it very well. The cake was delicious. What they used to soak it with, really good. The topping on top, everything was perfect with this one. Really gets me in the holiday mood. With all of that, let's dive into what's coming next week, and let me know if you're more excited about this week or what's coming up next week. So next week we have a little dabbling of holiday ones as well. Going to start it off with a holiday M&M's cookie. So it's your basic cookie with M&M's inside of it that are green and red. So nothing to write home about with that one. They also have a holiday birthday cake cookie. From what I'm seeing, the only thing that makes it holiday is they're having a sprinkling of, looks like red and white confetti, as well as green. So that's what makes it holiday-esque. But their birthday cake cookies are always good and flavorful because of the icing on top. So that'll be a good tasting cookie. Next one they have is a s'mores brownie cookie. Looks like it's going to be a combination brookie. Hopefully they're doing it the right way where they put the brownie batter into it. And then on top, they're throwing a melted marshmallow. So we'll see how that one goes. That one's kind of got me intrigued. They're also bringing a turtle cheesecake because, you know, 2 turtle doves. I guess you got to have that in cheesecake form. So if you're a fan of cheesecake and you like the turtle with the caramel and the nuts, you'll probably be really looking forward to that one. They also have a molten lava cookie. Like that one, I usually want a little bit more moltenness with the lava in the middle, but they're usually not thick cookies. They're very thin, so there's usually a very thin layer of molten. So we'll see how that goes. And new for next week, they are bringing a cookies and cream cocoa mousse cup. So where you usually get that pink cup for the banana pudding, looks like they're going to fill it up with cookies and cream cocoa mousse. So we're going to see how that goes. Hopefully that's pretty tasty, but let me know. Does that sound good, or is this week the better one? You let me know. Final thoughts for this week. Wow, December's already upon us. Holiday season is in full swing. Hopefully you've got wonderful plans and a plan to have a great holiday season. I know my family is trying to have a wonderful one ourselves. Had a really good Thanksgiving. But now it's time for that December grind. Hopefully these cookies help you get through. With all of that being said, Ben, Mayor, done that. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for watching our video. We really appreciate you watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ben Mayor done that. Like and subscribe to Ben Mayor done that.